Yo, what up? It's your boy Storm back again with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the fact that wherever you are in life, wherever you are, whatever your environment is, wherever you are is exactly what you resonate with. If you didn't resonate with it, you wouldn't be there, right? Wherever you are is a reflection of your mind. Your environment is always going to be a reflection of your mind. Your external is always going to be a reflection of your internal. Now, the reason that this is important to understand is because a lot of people like to complain, cry, moan about their situation and about where they're at. If only they realize that they're the ones who are choosing to be in that situation. They're the ones who resonate with that situation. A good example would be someone who grows up in poverty and struggles to get out of poverty. Being in poverty isn't fun. Not having money isn't fun. Not having resources or a means to do what you want isn't fun. But if you grew up that way, then that might be exactly what you resonate with. The moment you get around an environment that's nicer or people who have more, you might feel uncomfortable. You might feel some sort of internal resistance to hanging out with them, being around them, listening to them, etc. You can apply this to cleanliness as well. Something that I struggled with for a while was getting my room clean and keeping it that way. I grew up not really seeing either of my parents clean that often. The only time things would get clean was when my dad would demand that things get clean because they've gotten too dirty. Someone being from the Caribbean, being from Jamaica, is someone who resonates with cleanliness, resonates with being clean. That being clean is part of that culture. Over here, my mom, being from the US, didn't really resonate with that as much. She grew up in a household where things got cleaned pretty regularly, but maybe they only got cleaned because the kids were forced to do it as their chores. Things got cleaned because junk, clutter, all that was hidden from sight, right? Out of sight, out of mind. So they both had two different perspectives or set points growing up. My dad cleaned for his grandparents growing up. My mom basically had everything cleaned for her without really her having to put much effort into making it happen herself. So it led to a relationship where she would clean, but only if he would ask her to. So what does this have to do with what you're around being what you resonate with? Well, for a long time, I'd gone from place to place, and in every place that I lived in, I had trouble with getting things clean or keeping things clean. It was only after reading The Japanese Art of Tidying, I forget the author, but I'll try to get back to you guys on that. That is when I cleaned my childhood room for the first time successfully. She uses a lot of aspects of feng shui in that book, but the reason why I felt called to clean was because my mind stopped resonating with the chaos, right? Fast forward till now, I've been in this room for about 2 years or so, and it looks way different from the way it looked before. Now, this used to be my grandfather's old room. There was 2 twin beds in here. There was a bunch of stuff that wasn't mine in here, and for a good period of time, I just lived in it because I had no other means to change it. But I chose to live in it. I resonated with it. I resonated with being in a space that didn't really feel like my own just yet. And the moment I stopped resonating with that, the universe started presenting me opportunities and ways to transmute the energy, to change it, to fix it. So, you can apply this to a job that you're in. If you're in a job right now that you hate, you have to really ask yourself, do I really hate this job? Because if you really hated it so much that you didn't resonate with it, you wouldn't be there anymore. You would leave. There's something about that situation, environment, external representation that still resonates in your mind, still is comfortable, still is something that you're used to. And the moment your mind changes is the moment your environment changes. So I guess the overall takeaway from this video should be that if you're in a situation, don't complain about it. Just understand that this is just a representation of how you truly feel deep down. And in order to change your situation, if that's something that you want, you'll first have to change your mind. You'll first have to decide in your mind that whatever the situation is, whether it's a job, relationship, physical environment, it doesn't resonate anymore. And the moment you make that mental shift is the moment that you'll be able to make the physical shift, right? Things happen in the spiritual before they happen in the physical, right? The physical is always a manifestation and a representation of the mental, emotional, and ethereal plane. So changing those mental, emotional, ethereal bodies is going to change the physical representation and manifestation that comes from it, right? How does this work in a practical sense? Well, you change your mind. Let's talk about food, right? Let's say you decide that you're gonna put your health as the number one priority in your life. From that mind change, from that mentality shift, there are certain things that physically won't manifest themselves anymore. Like, for example, if you were smoking cigarettes before, you're gonna smoke way less of them. If you weren't going to the gym before, you're gonna start going to the gym more regularly. If you were eating fast food, processed stuff, soda, juice, all of that stuff that's super sugary, you're going to start to swap those out for better options, whether it's swapping out soda for water, or swapping out fast food for eating the salads at the fast food place, or swapping out McDonald's for Chipotle. You're gonna make small decisions in the right direction, but it takes you making that change in your mind first. People who want to get a six-pack for summer usually don't get results because they haven't changed their mind about their overall habits yet, right? They want a six-pack, but they still want to eat whatever they want. Those two ideas are conflicting. And I've made other videos about this, so I can link those for you. But overall, the main takeaway that I want you to take from this video is stop complaining about your situation, stop whining, stop moaning, stop crying about the situation that you're in, because you deep down resonate with that situation. If you didn't, you'd be making small things, decisions, movements to change it. So instead of wasting that energy crying and complaining, use that energy to truly change your mind, and then let the physical follow behind that. But that's all for this video. Until next time, peace.